Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about some buys that you can buy on StarStock right now. I know in the video and the thumbnail it says for $5. I'm going to do like the $1 to $10 range. A lot of these are sitting at about like $6-7. I'll also throw in maybe some more like higher than $10 ones, but I might make those like its own separate video because I'd like to do like sort of like a series for this. Maybe do like cards you can get like $10 to $20 range, cards you can get for like $50 range that I think will be good buys. But today's video, we're gonna stick with that $1 to $10 range, averaging around like $5 to $6 per card. Before we jump into today's video though, if you are new here, make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe button and turn that bell notifications button on so you never miss a future video. And even drop a like on today's video if you enjoy today's content. And with all that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first guy I want to get into is DeAndre Hunter. I did make a video specifically talking about DeAndre Hunter. I also hit on some other players like Cam Reddish, Trae Young on the Hawks. I'll link that up here. The thumbnail's right here if you want to go check that out after this video. I talked about all of Hunter's prices in there, but we are going to talk about some more of his cards today. Now, the card specifically I want to talk about, since we are staying within that $1 to $10 range, is his Optic StarStock Bs. Now, I know StarStock A's is where you're going to see a lot of growth, see a lot of profit, but there's also potential growth and profit for StarStock Bs. Now, currently, DeAndre Hunter StarStock B latest sale was $6. There is some offers up for $5.20, so within the $5 to $6 range, that's where we want to be for this video. I think this is a great buy. His StarStock A is sitting at about $19, and his StarStock A of his Select and his Prism are also up in price as well. His Prism StarStock A is like $60, and his Select StarStock A is about $25 right now. I definitely think Hunter is a good investment. He's been putting up numbers, 15 points, 20 points, 17 points, 23 points, and he's also been putting up other stats as well, not just points. He's been putting up rebounds, 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 8 rebounds. So he's almost up there getting double-doubles. If he could just get another category like assists up there, he could start getting some triple-doubles. That's what I mentioned in the previous video, and potentially see some more growth for his card prices. Now, me personally, I have bought into some DeAndre Hunters. I have a couple of his StarStock A's and B's actually of Optics, and I have one of his Select. Overall, I think it's a good buy, and it's really like a cheap, high ceiling, or not high ceiling, just like high reward, low risk, since it is only like a $5 to $6 purchase. Even if you bought like 3 or 4 of these Optics for $5-6 and they went up to $10-15 later on in the future, definitely could see some money back and some profit made. Now, before we move on to the next cards, I just want to say this is all my 2 cents that I'm putting in. This is what I'm doing for some of these players. I am personally investing in some of these players, and some other ones I think are just good investments, but I may not be personally investing in them. I just want to say, if you do take anything from this video and you do decide to invest in any of these players or cards that I show you today, and they don't work out, don't come at me. I'm not a professional. I'm just giving my 2 cents on what I think will happen and what I am personally doing. Now, the next player that I want to hit on is Sterling Brown. I'm not a huge fan of Sterling Brown's investment, but I definitely think it could see some potential. I bought into Sterling Brown back near like Christmas time, just for cheap, just for giggles, see like what would happen. I was able to pick up 3 of his Optic red and yellows for 99 cents a piece. Latest sale was $4 a piece, and I was able to pick up one of his and those were StarStock A's, the Optics. I was able to pick up one of his StarStock A's of the Shock for 99 cents as well, and latest sale on that is $5. So we have seen some growth on Sterling Brown, as well as his Prisms. I was able to jump in on 2 of his Prisms early on for like $4. I think I flipped them for only like $7, but they're up to $10 a sale now. So if I would have held them, I would have been doubling my money. Overall, I think it's a good investment, but he hasn't been putting up, you know, too good of numbers. So me personally, I'm not investing too much into him. Like I said, I still have the Optics because they were cheap, $1 each. I grabbed them. They're like $4 or $5 now each. But his stats aren't the greatest. He just dropped 23 points in a game. But before that, it was looking like 2 points, 5 points, 9 points, 2 points. He did get 36 minutes of playing time, though, for this game where he put up 23 points. And the other ones, he was only getting like 18, 17, 13 minutes per game. So he obviously couldn't put up as many points. But he got 36 minutes this game, put up 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Not a horrible game. If he can get obviously more playing time in the future and put up more numbers like this, definitely could be a great quick flip or quick investment for selling off 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, even longer, depending on what his prices do. But me personally, I'm just sticking to his cheaper stuff, and I'm not going to invest into any more of Sterling Brown. Now, the next guy I want to talk about is Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He just went off in his last game, putting up 37 points, 8 rebounds, only 1 assist. He did play 33 minutes, though. That's the thing. He's not a starter, and I'm not sure where he comes off of for the bench. But his time hasn't really been up there. Last few games, 14 minutes, 26 minutes, that's not bad. 10 minutes, 6 minutes, so he hasn't really been getting a lot of playtime, but now he finally got some. 33 minutes, dropped 37 points. When you drop 37 points, you're going to definitely see more time. I bought in on 2 of his StarStock A's about 2 weeks ago for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I ended up selling them for like $1 profit just because I wanted to buy into more of like DeAndre Hunter and some other players, so I ended up selling them. But his cards are starting to go up. When I bought in on those optics, his Prism StarStock A's were actually selling for about I'd say $13 to $14 a piece. Latest sale on those are $25 now. So they are up $10, $11 since I bought in on the optics. His prisms are up. His optics latest sales are about $7 StarStock A. I think that's a good buy, especially if he could still see some more playing time. Like I said, he just played for how long? 33 minutes, dropped 37 points. I think dropping 37 points, you're going to see some more playing time. And especially for a StarStock A for only being $8, that's not a bad investment. I know it's not that $5 range what I have in the title, but I said we're going to keep it within the $1 to $10 range. So having it for $8, that's not bad. There's also the StarStock AF is just basic Donruss. That is going for about $5.50 right now. But if you're going to decide between the two, I would just pay, the extra $2 and go with the StarStock A of the Optic, just because Optic tends to see a better profit and a higher, growth than Donruss. However, if you are, trying to save some money or trying to go in a cheaper route, you could definitely go with the StarStock A option, or even go with like a StarStock A option of the Donruss, or go with the StarStock B of the Optic. They're only $275 right now if you wanted to just stack up on those. I don't think it's a bad investment overall, especially if he does see some more court time. And the last player that I want to just throw in quickly, overall, I'm not sure if it'll be a good investment or not, but it's cheap, so I'll just throw it in. This has to do with the Nets trade now, since they traded away a lot of big men. Nicolas Claxton is who I think, or who I have invested some money into. I bought 2 of his StarStock A's for $5 each. I think you could still grab some right now for $5.75. I just think, with trading away some big men from the Nets, I think Nicolas Claxton could definitely have a bigger role if he sees some game time. I currently don't think he has played any this season. I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked into him as much, but his cards were cheap, so I decided to just grab a few, because on StarStock it doesn't show any of his stats. I think it's a good, it's a good risk, a good cheap risk for a high reward if he does see some good playing time. I also bought in on one of his hyper pinks for literally $2 of the Optic. This was a StarStock B though, but for $2 you can't really go wrong if he does see some playing time, and goes off in a game like Alexander Walker just did, got 37 points. If he goes off in a game and does something like that, that $2 that I just spent could turn into like a quick 10, 15 bucks later down the road, 2 weeks from now, who knows? But again, this is probably one of the more riskier investments just because we haven't seen a lot of gameplay from him. Unlike Alexander Walker, who we have seen some gameplay and now he just had a big game, and Sterling Brown, who we have seen some gameplay and he had a decent game, and of course Hunter, who has been going off. This is a more riskier investment, but it's still one of those cheaper within the $1 to $10 range. Alright guys, well that is it for today's video. Again, I wanted to just go through some cards within the $1 to $10 range. I know they were mostly within the $5 to $10 range, actually, not even the $1 to $10 range. But that's whatever. I'm going to definitely make more of these videos in the future, so definitely leave a like if you enjoyed today's content, and even drop a comment down below saying like what more videos you want to see from me. I'm going to be putting out, best cards to buy $15 to $20, best cards to buy around $50 or $50 or less, different things like that. I'll also be doing more mail days and more investing videos on sports cards in the future, as well as more thrifting videos. I make that content as well, so if you enjoy all that, then make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe button, turn that bell notifications button on so you never miss a future video. And with all that being said, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.